Okay, I'll do that. Okay, I got 9:30. I'm going to open up. So this is the Tuesday, August 11th, 2020 meeting of Seaside County Sanitation District. Because of COVID-19, meetings of the district will be conducted with virtual electronic participation only. Members of the public may watch the live stream of the district meetings at whatever it's in, Seaside YouTube. Members of the public may participate before and during each meeting by submitting comments to City Clerk. The clerk will read each received public comment aloud into the record at the designated time, subject to time limits that may be imposed pursuant to the Brown Act. In the subject line of a public comment email, please specify meeting body and date and indicate the relevant item number or general to help staff easily receive organized public comments. Is there anybody that's going to participate in the public comment?
I have not received any emails today, Chair.
Okay, thank you. So the roll call is we're all here. So we'll go to, let's see, we did the roll call. Agenda, public comment, open public comment. There's nobody that's going to have a comment, so we'll close public comment. We'll go to consent agenda. We 6A, B, and C. Let's see, was there a D and a D? Is there anybody who wants to pull anything from the consent calendar?
Go
ahead. Okay, I was gonna pull item B, C, and D, actually.
B, C, and D?
Mhm.
All right, go ahead.
Full B, so that's taken care of.
Okay, we can go ahead and do that now.
Do you want me to pass the remaining of the consent agenda?
Only, but I think that's only A, right?
Right. I moved
So I
to,
figured,
okay, go
okay,
ahead.
go ahead and move. You can move to A. We can do A and then,
Okay,
do the
I
others.
moved to approve item A on the consent agenda.
is there a second?
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Sorry to interject here because it is virtually, it has to be a roll call vote. So each of you has to say your name and yay or nay. And I know there's only 3 of you, but technically.
That's fine. So roll call vote. The,
Second Vice Chair Kaspersky,
Aye.
First Vice Chair Lintel,
Aye.
Chair Blackwelder,
aye.
motion passes unanimously.
All right. Okay, Lisa.
Okay, for item B, I simply wanted to receive the operations report this month. And I wanted to also point out that the flush map now has labels on it, and I really appreciate that. So I was just hoping we could get the city engineer to give us the operations report in
Morning.
person.
Okay, what about, then you have C as well? Or actually, Pat had something on B.
I have something on B. I'd like to know what the main line JETA is, because I noticed that there's a substantial amount in the month of this month, or I guess past month, for Delray Oaks and also for Seaside, and nothing for Sand City. I don't understand what that is actually.
Okay, well, maybe our city engineer could speak to that. I can't hear her.
Same.
You?
I can't hear her as well.
No, maybe
Okay.
she's muted.
Leslie, is there someone from the city of Seaside that could answer our questions?
Yeah, our new city engineer, Nisha Patel, she is on the line. Some tech challenges, but Chair
He's talking
Bluff
about WD-40 and those hinges.
so
Okay, well, should we wait? Is it?
is she having some tech challenges, Mr. Blackwelder?
I opened the door, she was on the phone.
I'm having technical issues.
Do you know on the top, if you click on that, there's a little microphone with a slash through it. If you tap that, it'll go to regular.
Oh, there we go. I'm unmuted.
Okay.
Hello?
Great.
We can hear you.
Oh, great. So I was saying that the jetting is when operations, they use high pressure water and clean the sewer pipes. And this is a regular thing that operation does, and so they try to clean the entire system every year. And they were a little behind because of COVID, and during the COVID, early months of COVID, they got a little less cleaning done, and so they're trying to catch up, and that's why they did a lot of cleaning in July.
Okay.
And the July cleaning is shown in this dark brown. And so most of it is in, well, like half of it is in Delray Oaks, and then half of it is in the western part of Seaside. Do you need more information?
A little bit more, please, Nisha. I appreciate that. I just didn't quite know what it meant, but also it's a large figure. Does that mean that the whole city was done? And if so, is that is only done once a year?
No, it's done throughout the year. It's like it takes the entire year to get the entire system done. Now, the reason why it shows the month and year to date as the same is because July was the first month of the fiscal year. And so you'll see all on the map, it shows like what we got done each month.
I see. All right. Well, thank you very much, Nisha. I appreciate it.
Sure.
Is there, I guess, go ahead.
I wanted to see if we could get some answers as well. One thing in the report that is shown is there, an operations, a category for sewer repairs. Now I'm wondering, Ms. Patel, do we ever do sewer repairs in-house? Do we have enough staff for that?
Actually, I think we do sewer repairs in-house if they're small. But I can confirm that, I am fairly new, so, but from what I've read in the emails, it appears that the operations does do some small repairs.
Okay.
But,
I appreciate
but
that.
at the next meeting, I can report back, or I can email you back, or.
Yeah, great. I, am just curious and would like to know if we do repairs in-house. And I know we've got a few projects, some very large sewer improvement projects, but I was just wondering about, the everyday things that come up. I hadn't seen anything under the sewer repairs section before, so I'd be curious about that. And then I wanted to know for the COVID measures that we've taken, if you could elaborate for us what the public works employees have changed in their daily activities.
Okay. They're keeping slightly different schedules where they're starting, or like half the crew is starting earlier and half the crew is starting like at a different time. Like they're starting, like I think there's like either an hour and a half difference of when they come in, and then they sanitize after they come in and have their coffee and get ready to you know, put their stuff away and get ready to leave to go out to the field. And then the second crew does the same thing, and they do that, I think, a couple times throughout the day, and they're wearing they're sanitizing the vehicles after use as well, and they're wearing their masks. I know they're wearing them, like, you know, whenever they're in the vehicles and when they're out in the field with other staff close by. And Leslie, if you know anything more, since I'm fairly new, then.
I think you covered the majority of it. We did a lot of efforts where you couldn't have, I mean, Ms. Patel might have covered all of this. For a very long period of time, for the last 4 months, we only allowed one person per vehicle. And so that created a lot more infrastructure that was necessary, and it took a lot more time to get things done. Social distancing, the switching of shifts where we only had half the crew on at a time to compartmentalize them, to make sure if one crew got sick or if one member of that crew got sick, they completely were out, so, you know, separated from the second crew. So half the people doing all the work at one time really was what caused the challenge. And I think in the end, we found that did slow and helped us maintain our essential operations during this time. And we've really been able to put good practices in place. And that's why we've had so few staff members actually test positive. We're really grateful in comparison to some other cities.
Thank you. Okay, that was my only question. And then the last thing, I don't know if we should do this under this item. I know that Mr. Ottmar used to give a construction project update, since we have two big projects going on right now. And in my opinion, it might fall under the operations report, but we could also do it under the staff report at the end.
Yeah, I'm ready to do that. I was planning to do it at the staff report, but I can do it now if you'd like.
Please, if you would.
Sure. So with the Canyon Del Rey sewer project, that's substantially complete. So we'll be issuing a notice of completion soon. We're waiting on Caltrans to agree that the road restoration is to their satisfaction, but then we can go ahead and issue the notice of completion. We are waiting on to receive back the testing of the cured in place liner for a couple of them. I think actually only one of the manholes. Yeah, again, once we hear back on the restoration and we get the testing, then we can close out the project. Del Monte sewer project, that's underway right now. With that project, all the open cut, traditional sewer installation is complete. And the rest of the project is going to be trenchless, where they're jacking and boring. And so we have about 1,300 feet left to complete. And last week and this week, they'll be completing the bore pits to do that trenchless installation. And they're going to do all the bore pits except for the pit at the end of the project, which is, I believe it's at the intersection of Del Monte and Tioga. And then they'll be installing the pipe. They're removing, there's one section of the installation where they found a steel casing. And so they still need to remove the sewer pipe that was in that old casing, and then they'll be slip lining and putting in a new casing. And then they'll do all the micro tunneling for that, and then the installation of all the other trenchless. And then we're still on schedule to complete the project in November. And staff is working with our consultant to design the next project, which is called the Fremont Broadway Ortiz Sewer Project. And we just received 30% plans at the end of last week, so we'll be reviewing them and providing comments back to Wallace, the consultant. And then the lift station project, which is also another design project, that's currently on hold because we're waiting on PG&E to authorize and go ahead with the design for the new electric meter. And I think that's what we've got going on.
Thank you, Ms. Patel. That was a great summary. For the Del Monte project, I did drive down that street about a week ago and noticed that the plates were a little bit scary. They had sort of a whole block of open trench with, you know, metal plates on top of them, and I'd recommend that some of our staff go check on those plates to make sure they're well secured.
Okay.
I have
that.
oh,
Go
I'm
ahead, Ms. Libtel. I'm sorry, I'm dominating.
That's okay. Are you through with number C? I mean, with the report on the condition of the work being done? Because I'm still on
I
that.
am.
Okay, I'm still on that. On the lift station, I presume you're talking about the Rosita lift station. And we've been waiting for PG&E for quite some time, many months. And when is it anticipated you'll get an approval on that, please?
They can take a very long time, but I can ask Scott to check on that again.
Okay, because it's been months, and I'm in Delray Oaks, and as a matter of fact, I'm across the street from it. But numerous neighbors have said, oh, it's such an eyesore with the fencing around there, et cetera, and they can't understand why it's taking so long. So I tried, but I'd appreciate an update on that, you know, as possibly that. Thanks so much, Nisha.
So I'm confused. Did we just finish 8 staff reports?
I kind of incorporated it into item B.
Oh, B. Okay, so, and that's
but I did give a staff report, yes.
Okay, so the consent calendar that we didn't approve, which was what, B, C, and D?
That's correct. So I had asked Ms. Patel to give us a report under the item B that we're currently still discussing.
Oh, okay. So are we complete with B?
Yes, I'm prepared to. I'll move to approve item B.
Okay, is there a second?
I second.
Roll call?
Second Vice Chair Kaspersky,
Aye.
First Vice Chair Lintel,
Aye.
Chair Blackwelder.
Aye, motion carries. So we're now on C. Does anybody have anything questions regarding C?
Yes, I pulled C because there was a public comment from the City of Seaside City Council meeting where somebody had questioned our expense reporting, and this feels like it is related to that. So I was hoping staff could sort of explain why we are signing this and how we did this before.
Good morning, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, my name is Victor Damiani. I'm the city's new finance director. And just so you know, Kimberly is still with the city. She's assuming the role of assistant finance director. This item was requested of us by the Monterey County Pool. And it's really just a housekeeping item so that we can put in requests to draw down the funds there. In the past, we have done this, I understand, once before, so it caught us a little bit off guard as well. We didn't think it needed to be done every time there was a change in membership, but the county pool is requesting it. So in order to be able to obtain the funds, we want to just comply.
Okay, as a follow-up question, so this has nothing to do with any city council public comment that was made?
I did not hear the public comment.
That's a good point. I apologize for that. Yes, I appreciate your stepping up for it. No further questions on this item. I think I'm all right.
So is there a motion for approval of C?
Yes, I move to approve item C on the agenda.
Second,
A second.
roll call.
Second Vice Chair Kaspersky,
Aye.
First Vice Chair Lintel,
Aye.
Chair Blackwelder.
Aye, motion carries. So now D.
Okay, so looks like we're modifying the expenditure request for past months, and I just was hoping we could get an explanation for that from staff.
It's my understanding that we have not received those funds from the county pool, and that we want to just consolidate them all into one request. You'll notice that in the staff report it has March, April, June, and July, and I noticed this morning that it was missing May. So just for your information, May is $123,051.77. That will make that total drawdown of 3.6 million tie out. So that's the explanation I have, is that we never received those funds yet, and it's just cleaner to consolidate them all into one request.
Okay, is there a reason the county did not send those funds over after we requested them?
I don't have the answer to that. I'll have to check and report back next time.
Okay. And is there a problem for us or for them, considering we've requested now up to, $3.5 million and didn't receive them for several months? Are we drawing down other funds in order to cover our expenses with construction projects?
I think it is urgent that we get these funds. I would agree with that.
Okay. Well, no further questions.
Motion.
I move to approve item D on the consent agenda.
Is there a second?
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Roll call.
Councilmember Kaspersky,
Aye.
sorry, First Vice Chair Lintel, Chair Blackwelder.
Aye,
Motion carries
the
unanimously.
motion carries. Okay, new business. I take that as a no. Is there anything further on 8 with staff reports?
No, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, no, I have nothing else to share.
Yeah, as far as all the work that's going on, I think that the way that they're covering up the pits and stuff, the AC seems really flat, and I hadn't really experienced what Alicia was talking about the metal plates, but that's, I don't know, I just missed that part. But the other, it's going really quickly, so that's great. So going to 9 board members' comments. Hearing none, we stand adjourned.
Okay, thanks everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming, Susan.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank
thanks
you.
everyone. See you next month.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.